On December 15, 2021, Vinod was lying in his room due to a recent accident that had left both his legs in plaster. The front door was left open, as if waiting for someone to enter. Suddenly, the CCTV camera captured something that would shake everyone to the core. A stranger entered through the door without any fear and gradually approached Vinod's room. Although the man's face wasn't fully covered, there was something unusual about his walk. He reached Vinod's room without any hesitation. Vinod, who was resting unaware, was startled by the sound of footsteps. Before he could understand what was happening, the stranger quickly pulled out a gun and fired directly at Vinod. The first bullet hit his waist, causing him to fall off the bed, writhing in pain. Vinod called out for help, but the stranger mercilessly fired a second shot at his forehead. Blood splattered across the walls, creating a terrifying scene. Needy, who was cooking in the kitchen, heard the noise and rushed toward the room, but the door was locked from the inside. The whole family then ran outside, screaming for help, and neighbors arrived upon hearing the cries. Despite breaking down the door, they couldn't save Vinod. By the time they entered, the stranger had loaded a third bullet and was escaping through the door. But the neighbors managed to catch him and held him until the police arrived. However, the most shocking part came next. When the man was caught, he openly said, "Do whatever you want. I've done my job. Believe me, the truth behind this incident will leave you stunned." It took the police 2.5 years, even with all the evidence in front of them, to solve this case. And finally, in 2024, the shocking truth was revealed, leaving everyone in disbelief. So, what was the truth behind this incident, and who was truly responsible for it? Today's video will reveal everything in detail. The reality is that this story is about Vinod Barara, a respected businessman and socialist from Panipat, a man known for his kind heart and dedication to community service. Vinod appeared to be an ordinary person, yet he was filled with deep thought and purpose. He dedicated his life not only to his family, but also to the society around him. Through his computer center, Vinod was devoted to providing IT education to children who lacked resources. His dedication and sense of community were evident in every step he took. Vinod's bond with his family was also profound, almost as if part of his heart beat outside of him. His wife, Needy, fulfilled her role as an ideal wife and a devoted mother. Their 2 beloved children filled Vinod's life with happiness and joy. Everything seemed to be going perfectly in his life. But as they say, every bright picture has a shadow lurking just behind it, and it was as if darkness was gradually creeping into Vinod's life as well. An unknown danger soon turned Vinod's perfect life upside down, and then came the day of October 5th, 2021. That evening, Vinod met with a horrifying accident. He was seated comfortably outside his computer center when, all of a sudden, a speeding truck came rushing toward him. The truck struck Vinod's chair with such force that it severely fractured both his legs. This incident was a devastating shock for Vinod and his family. Although Vinod accepted it as a misfortune and tried to move on, there was a hidden truth behind this accident. Just 10 days later, an unknown man entered Vinod's home and committed the crime we initially mentioned. But now, the question is, was this truck driver the same person who entered the house, or were they 2 different individuals? We will find out soon. But before that, if you haven't subscribed to the channel. In the early days of the investigation, the police questioned the neighbors and family members, but no solid evidence or clues were found. The man whom the neighborhood had caught and handed over to the police, Dev Sunar, who was already a suspect in the accident case, was interrogated. But Dev denied all accusations, and due to a lack of evidence, the police had to release him. When he was initially caught, the incident was treated as a hit-and-run case. Dev claimed that his brakes had failed, leading to the accident unintentionally. Since there was no proof of malicious intent, he faced only minimal punishment. By February 2022, with no solid evidence, the case began to cool down. However, Vinod's brother, Pramod, suspected someone close to the family might be involved and continuously urged the police to reopen the investigation. In March 2023, nearly a year and a half later, Pramod, who was living in Australia, provided new information that reignited interest in the case. Pramod informed the police that Nuddy's behavior had changed noticeably after the incident. She had started discussing Vinod's property soon after his death, even asserting her claim to it. With Pramod's suspicions and insights, the police launched a new investigation, and in April 2023, the case files were reopened. The police gathered all previously collected evidence and began monitoring individuals under suspicion more closely. During this renewed investigation, they found unusual activity in Dev Sunar's bank transactions. It turned out that Dev had been in frequent contact with another individual named Sumit. In May 2023, the investigation gained momentum, and the police began collecting all evidence of connections between Dev and Sumit. Phone records revealed that just days before and after Vinod's accident, Dev and Sumit had lengthy conversations. This discovery shifted the police's focus toward Sumit. By July 2023, a deeper investigation into Sumit's bank transactions and call records revealed that he was in consistent contact with Nidhi around the time of Vinod's accident and his subsequent death. Gradually, the facts began to emerge that Sumit and there was a secret connection between Nidhi and Sumit, with long hours spent in conversation. By October 2023, the police, without delay, apprehended Dev Sunar, the truck driver, and Sumit, and began questioning them thoroughly. Slowly, the truth started coming out. Dev revealed that he was promised a large sum from Sumit to orchestrate Vinod's accident, and Sumit had pressured him to ensure Vinod's death in exchange for a full payment and financial support for his family. But the question remained: why would Sumit want this? To uncover the truth, we need to peek into Vinod and Nadi's personal lives. As you know, Vinod Parara's life appeared calm, and Nadi was living what seemed like an ideal life with their 2 children. But sometimes, when life appears the most peaceful, unexpected turns can reveal hidden dangers. Sometime before the incident, Nidhi had joined a gym for fitness, where she met Sumit, a young ambitious trainer with an unusual gleam in his eyes, a gleam hinting at a deep-seated greed. Within days, a secret relationship blossomed between Nidhi and Sumit, growing beyond friendship. Vinod had no clue. He was focused on his work and family. But Nidhi was becoming more emotionally attached to Sumit, spending hours talking to him and slowly losing interest in her family life. One day, Vinod noticed messages from Sumit on Nidhi's phone, but chose to overlook them, not giving them much thought. However, Nidhi had already changed. Her focus had shifted away from family, as she was caught up in an extramarital affair with Sumit. Together, they began eyeing Vinod's wealth as their goal. The truck accident was not just Sumit's idea. It was Nidhi's mastermind plan. She had purchased the truck in installments and promised the driver $1,000 and full support for his family. And when the truck plan failed, they devised a new plot that led to Vinod's tragic fate. To catch them, the police gathered extensive evidence: call records, banking transactions, truck loan EMIs, and much more. However, one crucial piece of evidence had somehow been overlooked from the start: Now, as we revisit the CCTV footage, take a closer look. In the kitchen, Dev Sunar can be seen subtly communicating with Nedi, making signals that reveal. Through subtle gestures, Nedi directs Dev toward her husband's room. And moments later, she runs out, acting as if she knows nothing, completely unaware of the events unfolding. But now, 2.5 years later, the truth has finally come to light. And that was our episode for today. How did you find this episode? Please let us know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell icon to ensure you receive notifications.